mock draft here on the Raiders report. Let's now go into round 5. Then we got 3 picks in round 6, and then we'll put a bow on this piece in round 7. 4 players on offense, 1 player on defense, and I know the Raiders have a lot of missing pieces on the defensive side of the football, but yet I decided to go with a quarterback, and I went with a quarterback that's getting a little bit of attention, and it's been getting some attention. And Raiders circles from people that I talked to, Kyle McCord at 6'3", 220 pounds, 5th round, pick 143. I am a believer that Raiders is going to bring in a bridge quarterback, and if you bring in a bridge again with any of the names that I've already mentioned in this video, if you bring in McCord, and McCord was a very highly talented quarterback coming out of high school, went to Ohio State, decided to transfer out of Ohio State, ended up going to Syracuse, where I almost wonder if McCord would have stayed with the Buckeyes, because I think if McCord stays with the Buckeyes, he's a national champion, and people are talking about him going where? People are talking about Will Howard being real. Kyle McCord's a better quarterback than Will Howard, and I'm not afraid to say it had a good year this past year with the Qs, and if you bring him in, you let him learn for 2 years, and if you still can't figure out after 2 years, then it's okay, because he was only a 5th round pick. So, dog down in the comments, do you want the Raiders to draft a quarterback? If so, who do you want it to be? I know we're going to get Cam W comments. I know we're going to get Shador Sanders. Comments not going to lie. Jackson Dart was available to me in like the 6th round of this mock. I didn't take him simply because he's not going to be in the 6th. I don't think he's even going to be available on day 3, which is why I did not take him. But like if there's a certain quarterback you want the Raiders to take, throw his name down in the comments. And I'll be looking. Let's go to round 6. Now we got 3 picks in this one, and this is going to be maybe the most fun I've ever had in the 6th round when we are actually live. And for those you that don't know, Chugs. And I will be live for every single pick. You will see the picks here on YouTube before they are announced on TV. In those 3 days, it's literally like 30 hours of NFL draft coverage. It's a lot of fun here. I'm going to go with Upton Stout. And this is another player that I don't know if he's going to be there in the 6th round, where once people see how good of a player he is, under C's 59, 182, going to be a special teams dog. And if I'm looking in the 6th round and for the Raiders, you know, Marcus E.P. Trevon, Mary E.C. Paul Ma. I don't know if you're going to be able to bring back all those players. Plus, you have Trey Taylor and Chris Smith. Those are 2 different regimes. Stout is a hell of an A, and somebody that's going to be able to provide some spark on special teams. And who knows, could be a solid player in that secondary. Earl Thomas was also a very small safety. Let's go to another round 6 pick here, and I'm going to go at the linebacker position. You could put this one to pen and paper. I'm going to go Greg. Penn III out of LSU, physical linebacker, really just another downhill runner, another like special teams player, right? Where I know the Raiders are without Robert Spain. You're without Divine Diablo. They also have some pieces there in Amari, Bernie, Greg Penn, though no matter what, will be a good special teams player because he's not afraid to come down and lay the thud. And with the new kick return rules, especially on kickoffs, Greg Penn's going to have a good career in the NFL, playing that type of role. Let's go to another round 6 pick here for Las Vegas. And I went back-to-back defensive players. So this time I went with another defensive player on the line. And Jay Tutoya, is that how you pronounced it? The only reason why I'm going to go with him is because he is a humongous human being on the interior at 63-32. 5, the Raiders need another 3 tech. You need somebody that you can plug up the middle. I want the Raiders to bring back Adam Butler. John Janine is kind of out the door. The Raiders with somebody like a Janalo. I think did a good job with him last season. Zach Carter, another player that might decide to come back. I want to say he's either a restricted free agent or an exclusive, right? Free agent. We need more depth on the interior. And when you look at a team last season, we tried to get the most out of a Byron Young, out of Anesta, Jade, Sela. Think of Jay here as that type of replacement player. The final name, then, I'm going to go with here in round 7. As you can see, day 3 in my NFL draft has been all about depth. And one of the players that I really liked that I saw this past week at the Senior Bowl, and a lot of the hype around him at the Senior Bowl, was Fawn Chisholm, the third. Some people might look at this guy and they go, who the hell is this? But